The carbon dioxide.
So you just mentioned contrails. So how do the contrails affect or have an impact on the climate?
Right. Well, contrails have a huge impact on climate. And so, in fact, some of the recent modeling work that has come out of DLR suggests that contrails today, just the ones that we're able to see up in the sky, maybe today, this week, this month, have a larger impact on Earth's climate than all of the carbon dioxide emitted by aircraft since the first powered airplane flight. So that's a huge effect. And so even as CO2 accumulates, greenhouse gases accumulate in the atmosphere, the impact of these contrails trapping heat and reflecting sunlight back into space is having a huge effect on the Earth's energy balance. And so
that's right, ladies and gentlemen. They're dumping more particles this week than all of the aviation since the very first plane. That's why our skies are so toxic. That's why we're all have a chest infection. That's why we're all sick. That's why all the plants and the trees and the bugs are dying. Let's get into this a little bit deeper.
And I'm interested in understanding how.
All right, guys, welcome into Above Ground World News. Looks like they are buffering us again. And maybe because I'm trying to simulcast over to the DLIVE and YouTube at the same time. It may not work, but we'll give it a try, man. We got some crazy freaking news to get into. We'll get into the weather here in a little bit. We'll hit the headlines first. Don't look like there's any tornadoes going right at this moment, but we did have damage in Mississippi. So we'll get into that a little bit, but check out this gross article, man. I'm telling you, you can't buy food from the grocery store. This is coming out of Fox 8. I don't even want to read this stuff, but it's now legal for your meat to have trace amounts of fecal matter. Doctors Group says this product may contain feces. That's the label one consumer rights advocacy group wants for the government to require meat distributors to put on the food they send out to the grocery store. The recommendation is tongue-in-cheek. The Committee for Responsible Medicine tells CNN the group represents 12,000 physicians whose mission includes promoting plant-based diets and ethical scientific research. Yeah, they want you to eat the Monsanto Frankenfood. They want to see, they're probably doing this to get people to quit eating meat. They don't want the cow farts. They don't want, you know, they've already killed off half the beef in Australia and America, and China don't have no hogs. They're running out of pork. This is just part of the new world order. And, man, just go to your, like what I do, I go in my neighborhood. There's a lot of, you know, farmers and stuff and the Amish people, and we get most of our food from them. You don't, I mean, we do have to go to stores too, but man, when you see stuff like this, it's really gross, man. We don't know what's in the food. We did reports years ago how they were coloring the meat to make it look good. And then when it's not good, they just throw some barbecue sauce on it and mark it down a little bit, man. It's probably brown, super brown. But anyway, this is just some gross stuff. I'll make sure I put all these links in the description. Let me get the get my notepad up here because, like always, I barely have enough time to get ready. So let me get this pasted in there, and we'll close that sucker out. Check this article out. Government proposes drones for chemtrail operation. In a surprise executive order, the Trump administration announced plans to license and deploy aerial drones to conduct chemtrail spraying operations. In a surprise, we already read that part. In a lengthy 97-page document, the administration went into great detail about the need to expand both pharmaceutical and geoengineering operations in a document called Micro Implementations. According to the plan entitled Executive Order 13653, Micro Implementations for Organism and Environment Rebalancing, It explains how large-scale chemtrail operations with commercial and military Boeing aircraft have been largely a failure. Well, I kind of beg to differ on that. They're spraying our skies almost every day. Oh, before I go any farther in this, did you know you can go to the Texas License Bureau and get your own cloud seeding license? You can get a license to cloud seed with drones. You can get a chemtrail license. Check it out. Go to the Texas Driver's License Bureau and look it up. I mean, there's probably other states do it too. I just, I haven't looked them up yet. So, anyway, so, what they're saying, and this has worked more localized and targeted spraying, which seem to have more efficiency in microclimates and populations. And we document this stuff every night, man. The battle for the skies. Anyway, I'll leave the link for this if you want to read the whole article. I don't want to go into the whole article, but there's that part of it. And now NASA coming out of the Express here. Cold weather to grip world as solar minimum to deepen, NASA says. So a deep solar minimum is set to bring a prolonged period of colder temperatures across the globe. NASA has predicted. Well, if NASA predicts it, you know it ain't true. So, crazy stuff here. We know we've been going through the 11-year sun cycle. We're going through the Monger, like another Monger minimum. We know that all the volcanoes went off. We know about all the fires that has put tons of particulates up in there. We know all about the chemtrails. They're everywhere. They're all across the planet, which we'll show you later tonight. But yeah, we're definitely low on sunspots. But, you know, I wonder if that has anything to do also with the CERN and all that crazy stuff. Anyway, if you guys want to read this article, you can here. I don't even know if I want to get into that one. Yeah, let's just go ahead and copy that one for the show links. And I'll make sure I post them in there after we get done here. Now here's a weird article. I don't even know where I got this thing. And it come out back in January, but they sent out license to property developers to kill protected robins, starlings, blackbirds, sparrows, and bullfinches. So they granted, and this, where was this at? This was like in New England or Natural England, resources in Wales. So they mysteriously given the go-ahead to take these birds out. Why, man? And what they're saying, they claim the birds are a threat to public health and air safety, and this slaughter is to prevent serious damage to livestock. And somewhat hard to imagine how starlings and robins could be a danger to the public or herd of cows. The fact that these protected nesting birds are one of the biggest problems facing property developers when the attempt development brownfield sites for residential housing has nothing at all to do with the decision. Let me try to get down to the nitty-gritty here. Anyway, man, this don't even make sense, man. So, yeah, there's another article if you want to read that thing. I mean, some of the stuff it just happens. I stumble across it, and I'm like, man, what the heck is this about? All right, some more news coming out of the Daily Bell. How just 2 hours of screen time a day as a toddler can make children more likely to be badly behaved or have ADHD. You know, they don't tell you that, you know, kids shouldn't be near these cell phones, man. These things are putting off microwave radiation. They have the Wi-Fi down where it hits, you know, your reproductive system. So while these little kids' bodies are trying to grow, they're constantly getting hit with microwaves. You know, I'm not going to read this article to find out what they're saying, but yeah. See, this is all part of the New World Order. This is all part of bringing in the transhumanism. They're trying to change our DNA. You know, just every day more and more evidence of what they're really trying to do. But yeah, no little kids should even be near a cell phone. So, you know, parents nowadays, man, they're giving these kids these tablets and phones and just to get them to be quiet instead of taking them outside, throwing a baseball with them. How about go take a walk in the woods? How about, you know, teach these kids how to survive? Because the way things are looking, if you don't know how to survive, you're just going to be like a cow being herded, a sheep getting took out by the wolves. Anyway, let's get off that. Breaches. Oh, yeah, this is kind of an older one. This is about all the floods in Missouri. Man, our rivers and our lakes are all super high. The snow hasn't even melted yet. The crops are all destroyed everywhere. Taking out the bread basket. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into some forecasts real quick. Then we'll look at the maps. Let me bring this up. I didn't have a lot of time to get ready, so just bear with me. Much love out there. Hope everybody is doing good. Let's see if this is running. Oh, yeah, so we are live streaming over on the DLIVE. Welcome in, everybody that is watching there. And I don't know how to do anything on there yet, but hey, we're also going live on YouTube. So it looks like this one's streaming good over there. Yeah, I know that it's actually streaming pretty good on both of them right now. So anyway, guys, much love out there. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for trying to get informed of the weather warfare, because it's going on everywhere across the planet. So, wow, look at this. We warned about this a couple weeks ago, and it's hitting the same targets that we expected. I really thought the tornadoes were going to be even worse. So, you know, we still got a couple days ago. Here's 24 hours. So, down in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. It's all coming, man, here in the next 30 hours. And there's going to be a little bit of a backlash on that low there for Tennessee and Kentucky, probably parts of Ohio. Let me back that up. Yeah. So these systems are, wow, that's going to go all the way up into Michigan. So what we're noticing is let me get the atmospheric river up here. They are steering the atmospheric river. Wow, there's no storms. All right, let me get this thing going here. And, you know, these tornadoes, there's tons of companies out here that offer tornado mitigation. You know, if you have tornado mitigation, then you also have ways to create and steer tornadoes. There's tons of documents on it. So it looks like here on Thursday, the 25th, another little strong storm down there in Texas, and a bunch more heavy rain for the Northeast. I mean, these waves just keep coming to the exact spots, and the reason why is because they're steering this. This is the river of the sky. This is the blue gold. That's what they dubbed it, the blue gold. Tons of companies across the globe are steering this. And we know Miles Research down here in New Zealand or down in Australia, just a few months ago, he steered the atmospheric river and put the fires out in Tasmania. He offers tornado mitigation. Then you got the company that flooded out Iran out of the United Arab Emirates. They do the same thing. I mean, I've showed all these clips tons of times. If you haven't seen them, just go back to any of the videos that I have bombshell or shocking in the title. And in any one of them videos like that, I'm showing the companies that are doing this. It looks like there was going to be like a hurricane right there, but they're killing it off. Or a cyclone right there. So, yeah, so you see how these rivers they're supposed to swirl around like a wave. This is water vapor. This should be like swirling around. You know, you're seeing a lot of them is swirling around like they're supposed to. And what's happened is right before the Paradise Fires. This atmospheric river used to go right up into Alaska, swirl around, and a little bit of it would come down and around and hit the Midwest. Well, what they've done since the Paradise Fires was over is they've steered this and they guide it every day right into Northern California, Oregon. Then they've also pulled this atmospheric river. This stuff used to hit the Gulf of Mexico and then blow right on out. And they're actually feeding this up with the ground-based radars, creating havoc all across the Midwest, all across the Northeast. These are targeted events. Like I said, I've showed the companies that do this. They are doing it, and they're not stopping. The same guy that put the fires out, he showed this technology down in Texas in 2012, and that was back when California was getting a little bit of rain, but they stole California's rain, flooded out Texas. They had a softball-sized hell, 4 feet of hell. So these madmen, man, they get a hold of these atmospheric rivers, and apparently they totally don't have full control, or maybe they do, and they're completely flooding these places out intentionally. Then you got to mix in all the ionospheric heaters and all the chemtrailing and all the other kind of, water cooling, the power plants that are pumping up the moisture up into the sky, and all that crazy stuff. So let me see here if I have a clip here. I don't remember if I have a clip set up for this. Let me just see what this is. Gentlemen, welcome back. Have you ever looked at a cell phone map of the United States? All these cell towers, all the microwave desk sticks, they are everywhere. Now they're going to introduce all these satellite 5G. Look at the Earth. This is all the cell phone towers. These are all the EMF antenna arrays all over the place. Crazy stuff. You cannot hide from this, but yet we have no phone signal. How can we have all these cell phone towers? It looks like pubic hair all over the map, but yet we have no signal. I don't even have signal right now. Crazy stuff. Here we go. Let's jump into the show. I just wanted to show this cell phone tower. All right, that isn't what I wanted to show. I guess I don't have the link up here, or the deal up here anyway. So let's go ahead and get rid of this, Probably done with that. Let's go ahead and go check out the worldview map. Let's go check out some cloud seeding operations. Where are we at? We're right here over California, over Bakersfield, California, San Jose. Look at the fat liners here in the sky over San Luis. They were monster sprays. Let's click the layer. Look at this toxic flume of particulates, man. This is cloud seeding operations. This is a eugenics program. Feeling tired, feeling down, this is why. If you feel sick, if you can't breathe, if your throat hurts, this is why. These are scheduled events. They're setting up for the next system. Just kind of go up the coast. A few little segment and spraying. I mean, you can always see the different colors from natural clouds and engineered clouds. Big spraying operation over Alberta, Canada up here, all over the place. We got mega spraying. Over across Oregon. Oregon's been a target. It seems like wherever they spray heavy out here is where they're pulling in the atmospheric river. They're using all the metal nanoparticles as like little, like a computer. Like they get all the metal up here and then they can guide the metal particles with the NexRads. This is complete weather control. This is part of the steering mechanism to steer the atmospheric river. And just crazy. Hey, thanks out there, Jonathan. Much love out there. And we're just kind of looking. So right now, the Mexico is pretty clear. So they quit seeding down here, and it looks like, let's check the Gulf of Mexico. We got a little bit of inflow spraying down here below Louisiana. Or, yeah, let me check this here. You know, yesterday there was mass spraying operations out ahead of this storm. Missouri, I could see them spraying above the clouds. There'd be little breaks in the clouds, and they were spraying some super thick liners, so they're still seeding the backside of the storm. You know, sometimes they can overseed and it won't rain. It'll just be, that's when you get the chem fog, you know, the cloud inversion where you know, you're just, your lungs are all screwed up because they overseed, and then it's just too heavy. It won't rain. It just makes a fog. So right now the super heavy spraying is over Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Ohio, going all the way up into New York. You can't even see the north here. Yeah, look at the spraying operation all the way up here. These aren't, you know, commercial flight paths up here in the Gulf of Lawrence. This is a weather modification program. They're going to be sending this wave right on over to Iceland, over to Europe. So, you know, they use these seeding operations. This is a UN deal. This is not just America. I mean, we go on over and find cloud seeding operations everywhere. They're doing it everywhere. So, yeah, man, it's pretty nuts. Look at the UK is getting bombarded. And I am going to make some shirts here pretty soon, guys. I'm going to try to get some shirts made. Hey, thanks out there, Christy Meyer. Much love out there. And, so we're going to go ahead and let this try to load if it'll load. All right, we'll just kind of get that loading. Let me go ahead and get this on the aerosol layer, and we're going to check out all the sprayers in action, and we'll be able to highlight them and just show exactly what they're doing in real time, or pretty real time. So we'll just get that loaded. While that's loading, let me get some shout outs out here. We'll do some shout outs over here on the DLIVE. Welcome in Miss Deborah. Welcome in Snyder Loner. And I don't know how to scroll it up to see. Oh, Sarah, welcome in. Miss Deborah, Fallout Shelter. Michael Ralph, what's up, brother? Deborah X. Anyway, guys, much love. Sorry if I couldn't get to you, but there's no way I'm going to get to that many people. All right, so we've seen the tornadoes in the red break out here. Still have thunderstorms going. Let me pause that and get this on up to right now. So, yeah, the tornado warnings just stopped just about not too long ago, about an hour ago, hour and a half ago. So Mississippi got the brunt of the tornado action, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Now it's really cold, man. They got it all cold. They turned it back into wintertime, and yeah, so it sucks. And the energy level was just drained from these aerosols. Let me get the layer off here, and then we're fixing to see what they really did do with the aerosols. And if you're all down and tired like I am, your throat hurts, it's from the aerosols. It's not pollen. It's the chemicals that they're emitting out of the back of these planes. And it's just ridiculous what they're doing. Yeah, heavy spraying going on there in California, Nevada, Arizona, spraying all out ahead of the storm still. Nighttime spraying going on. So these are all engineered weather events. There's no such thing as natural weather. If there is, you know, it's out maybe out there by Easter Island or somewhere, you know, nowhere where we live. Everybody else is getting bombarded almost daily. I mean, you're lucky if you get 1 to 2 days a month. Super heavy aerosols in northern Nevada, Idaho, Oregon. In fact, let's zoom in on them. They're getting clobbered. Yeah, we could probably do a couple call-ins. Let me let's get through this here. Let me just get this operation right here documented. You know, we want to document these so then when people get hurt or flooded out, we have the evidence. We have the evidence for a court of law that we're watching them seed the clouds with the aerosols. You know, all these sock puppet lying mainstream media liars are just sacks of shit in my book. They're weak. That's why they're always like little geeks, you know. They don't they won't tell you the truth. They read the script. So major spraying operation over Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana. The whole damn area up here is getting displaced, even way down here in Utah. So that's a mega spraying operation right there. This is the next system. All the spray. Look at all these lines. I mean, that is not regular aircraft traffic. You know, the Paradise Fires was caused on purpose. We documented that and caught them in action, dropping bombs, and man, it goes on. And then all of a sudden it rains in California since then. They're washing away the evidence. That's what they're doing. They're washing away the evidence. They're changing the landscape of California because they don't want nobody to find out what really happened in the Paradise Fires. But we got everything on a flash drive, so. And it's all over the internet right now. So all the people, we've talked to the people that live out there. So I can't even believe the spraying operation up here, man. Sick. This is like the test field here. Yeah. Oh, you got bad weather coming? Well, this is why. This is it right here. They're setting you up right now. Look at this. They're setting it up. Coming right on down. You know, they're spraying so many aerosols out here, it's making a weather system off the mountains. So you actually can see that. I could actually zoom in and get a good look at this so we can get a documented here. So I guess we could maybe do, let me see if I could bring up the, see if I could, yeah, I might get that going here. I gotta find the deal. Where is it? Well, if I can find the thing, I'll try to get it running here, and then I'll let you know. I'll open up a phone line or whatever, and we'll maybe do that route. I just want to document some of these heavy aerosols being deployed. And of course it's got to update that, so we'll see what this does to the stream. Anyway, we got to wait for that to load up. Yeah, if you use the F-bomb, you're gonna get you'll get whacked out for a few seconds there. You don't be using the F-bomb in here. We got a lot of older people, a lot of younger people that listen to the show and watch, so we try not to use the F word. That's the only banned word on this whole deal. So yeah, I know this stuff pisses us off, but it's supposed to piss us off. If we don't get mad about this crap, we're just gonna sit around and do nothing, man. This should piss everybody off across the planet, man. They're terraforming our planet without our consent. They don't give a crap what we think. So it's going to take a bunch of us to band together and get these guys to stop. I mean, we need to have a worldwide pots and pans revolution. Just for the air we breathe, man. It's killing the trees. It's killing the bugs off. Killing plants. It's killing us. It's slow killing us all. Like I said, this is a eugenics program. Yeah, I mean, everything's multifaceted, man. It's not just one thing. It's for many different purposes. And let me copy this out here. Hey, thanks there, Kevin McCoy. Much love out there. Bamboo, much love out there. And let me check, make sure everything is running all right. Okay. All right, so I'm going to drop the... I'm going to go ahead. My screen went down over there on D2. That's why it's probably probably YouTube hogging all the bandwidth. We're still in the green over here, which is actually odd. So we'll take like 2 or 3 calls. So if you call in or you hear me answer the phone, just let me get through the first call, because I don't have my laptop set up, so I can't put people on hold or nothing. I just got to do one call at a time. So let me drop this number in there, first come, first serve, and just wait till I'm done with the call for the next person calls in. Otherwise, it's just going to be ringing off the hook. I need to turn the volume down on that sucker, too, so I don't know what's going to happen. We'll try this here. All right, so let's see if I can get this baby turned down a little bit. Audio. All right, whoa, what's going on with that stuff there? All right, sorry, I'm just trying to get this to, oh, wow, maybe because my screen's all funky color. So we had some kind of disturbance. All right, welcome into Above Ground World News. Who we talking to? We got you live.
Yeah, Mike, this is Bob.
Hey, Bob, what's happening, Bob? What's on your mind there, Bob?
Hey, not much. Just calling in. I never had to call in. Kind of a new viewer. Been watching you for a little while. But anyways, I was talking to you about the deuterium in the water online, and the shipping operation, and I think I had this hypothesis going on about maybe them pumping that high deuterium water up into the particulates.
Oh, yeah,
with the particulates of the bunker fuel. So I was wondering if anybody knew anything about that.
Well, there's only one person I would know that would probably know about that, and that'd be Jim Lee. And he's kind of been MIA here lately. At least I haven't talked to him. So, yeah, like he's got all that kind of research on that stuff. But, I mean, that's a good hypothesis. I remember that you sent me that, I think, in an email over on Twitter or something, man. I remember reading that. That was some pretty good research.
Yeah, I think we did that on Facebook, Mike.
Yeah, like I get busy and then I read so much stuff, man, I forget about half of it. So, yeah, it's always like a time issue.
Okay, well, the theory was that they were going to that I figured that they were going to put all that high deuterium, which is actually really bad for us, and it's down from where your equator is, where a lot of that high deuterium water comes out of the ocean at 155 parts per million, and then that water. If they pump that up into the atmosphere and then use the particulates in the jet spray and the radars to manipulate the weather to get it to dump right into the breadbasket, well, they only haven't contaminated, that soil and everything with all the other crap that, that got flooded, but they've also made higher deuterium, which will go right into our food if they ever get a chance to grow it this year. I don't know how these farmers are going to make it this year.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, man. I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty scary. The way they flooded out everywhere that we grow food, man. I'm like, not just the Midwest. I mean, the West Coast, the East Coast. I mean, they are flooding everything out right now. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty scary. It's going to be, price gouging on the food next year. I mean, we're probably not going to see the ramifications till like next year, the end of this year. But yeah, man, it's going to be pretty bad. Then you bring in, the solar minimum stuff where the temperatures are going to be colder. So it's just, man, getting close.
Well, one of the deals with the high deuterium, is that we were lied to all these years about eating carbohydrates, how good that was for you, and grains and all that stuff. and to stay away from animal fat. Actually, our bodies can lower deuterium if we eat animal fat from grass-fed beef. So I went and talked to the butcher, the local butcher over here, and he said, well, with the swine flu going on in China, they just bought millions and millions of pounds of pork out of the market, which is going to drive our pork prices up. And then now we have all this head of cattle out in Nebraska and all those areas where they grass feed cattle, that are killed off now. He said that's going to drive the price up. He said then you take your chicken and your other meats, he said, and that market will get saturated, not saturated, but ate up by all the people switching from beef and stuff and from pork. He said so, all around, all the prices of meats will be going up dramatically. So I cut a deal with him. I was going to buy a half a beef or a whole beef, but I think I'm just going to work with my local butcher there. And, he doesn't use production meat. This is all farm-raised stuff that he uses. So that was my plan.
Definitely.
For that. And plus, hunting, do some elk hunting. Here in Michigan, they have an elk season, and I'm tribal, so I get the right to do that. And, of course, venison. But then again, you got the zombie deer running around, the chronic wasting disease. So, Mike, it's getting bad.
Yeah.
They're trying to. You just got to look back at what they did to the Indians back in the late 1800s. And when you take a look at what they did to the tribal people, then you can get an idea, America, of what they're going to start doing to us. They took away our food. They gave us, diseases. A lot of horrible things went on. They, ripped children out of homes, cut their hair, made them not speak the native tongue anymore. So that was in my father and my grandmother's generation. I never lived through that part, but I do remember history, and I was a past tribal chairman, so, I look back over 100 years back to take a look at what happened, and it's not pretty.
Nope, and you're right, man. That's all good info. I mean, they're attacking the meat supply. They're doing this whole thing. It's all part of the New World Order. They want us weak. They want us ill. That way we can't fight back. And that's why we're going against the grain. We're not going to comply. We're not going to obey to none of that stuff. I mean, we're the last country, I think, that has guns. I mean, they take the guns, it's all over.
Right. Well, that's a fight that, I don't think a lot of Americans are going to give up on that fight. I think they're going to fight that one right to the end. They're not going to let us, we're not going to let them come and confiscate our guns, Mike, for all we can do. So it'll be an uprising for sure when that day comes, and maybe that's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back there, when they come for the guns. But as far as it goes here in Michigan, everybody's been roaming around saying how tired they are, saying how bad their throat is. Got one buddy of mine going to the doctor, getting antibiotics and steroids. I told him already, I said, listen, you go to the doctor, here's what he's going to do. He's going to give you antibiotics. He's going to say you got a lung infection and a throat and sinus infection, possibly an ear infection, and then he's going to give you some steroids and some antibiotics, which is probably the worst thing you can do. The best thing you can do right now is just stay away from junk food. Eat a healthy diet. I take colloidal silver a lot, and that seems to help me. And I am a cancer survivor of 20 years. Thank you, God. Thanks to my wife. I survived stage 3 colon cancer at age 38, and I'm now 55. So I'm proud of that, and I'm relentless on this stuff, Mike. I'm like you. I'm a contractor. I work outside every day. I see this crap going on every day. And one day I dropped my tool belt, looked at my helper, and said, why do I feel so bad? And then that's when I started learning more about chemtrails because I started doing the research. And sure enough, all my symptoms were right there, Mike. So to all the people that aren't awake yet, and we need to find a new word, because that's kind of offensive. You're not awake when you keep saying that to people. So maybe we can come up with a new word for waking people up. So, anyways, Mike, thanks for your time, sir. I don't want to eat up. Let other callers call in.
Hey, great.
And I enjoy your show. I share it with everybody I can. Some people think you're nuts. Some people look at it and say, "Hey, it's right there. How can I deny it?" So, hats off to you, Mike, and everybody that's out there listening. I just pray for all of us.
Well, hey, yeah.
So I'm going to sign off, buddy.
Hey, great call, Bob. Yeah, and I'm a cancer survivor, too. It's been 3 years since I've had a major operation, so I'm still kicking. I'm going to fight till the end. So anyway, much love. Great call, brother.
Okay, yep, we're cut from the same cloth, bro, so hang in there. Hey, if you get too tired, you need to take a night off, man. I couldn't stay up a couple of nights for your show either. Just too damn tired and worn out from it all, Mike. But
I hear you.
Anyways, we'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks, brother. All right, guys, we got an open line unless I got somebody on hold. I thought I had somebody on hold, but I don't see him now. Yeah, I think I lost him. I tried to merge him in the call, and it didn't work. But we can take one more call before we call tonight here. Yeah, I don't have nobody in the queue here. So I had to shut down the DLIVE stream. And so what I may do, though, is I may restream this broadcast over to there. After this show's over, we'll see how it does. All right, we got you live. Who are we talking to?
Mike?
Yeah, we got you live there.
Wonderful. This is that frame for you, and I just wanted to call you and thank you for working all day long and then getting on the line, online at night and giving us all this information. We really appreciate it. You've got a wonderful family and the mods and family. Just appreciate everyone. I enjoy it and look forward to it every day.
Well, hey,
so I just wanted to let you know that.
Well, hey, thanks. I mean, we got to do this. Who else is going to do it? I'm not the kind of person that's just going to sit back and let it happen. So, yeah, hey, thanks for...
Well, we appreciate that because you're informing all of us of what's going on.
Well, hey, that's good. That's what we need.
And many blessings to everybody.
All right, well, hey, thanks for calling in there. Much love.
My pleasure.
All right. Well,
blessings to all. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. We got an open line if anybody else wants to call in. But, yeah, what I was saying, I'll try to restream this from the get-go over there on the DLive. We'll see how it streams there, if I can stay up long enough. And we'll just see how that goes. All right. So anybody else want to call in before we shut this baby down? It's actually running better the last couple nights, man. So, well, that's a good thing. Yeah, I was hoping I was going to be able to stream both. Like, if I do a really late night stream, then I might be able to get that to do that. But, so what's, wow. Yeah, okay. All right, guys, I guess we'll call this a night, and then I'll go try to restream this over to the DLive. I may try to stream there and Twitch or something at the same time, see if that'll work. And, all right, guys. All right, guys, much love out there. Be safe. God bless. Till tomorrow, eyes to the sky. We'll keep our eye. If something pops off real bad during the day, I'll try to pop on there. Oh, I guess we're going to get one more call here. All right, let's see if this will load. Okay, we got you live. Who are we talking to?
Hey, Hey, Mike, it's Ricky in Colorado. I just want to, first of all, thank you for what you do. But above that, I would like to thank the people that are supporting you financially, et cetera, because, you know, I know it's a lot of work, and it gives it the ability for me to watch you. People supporting you, you know, financially, it makes it worth your while. And I just want to thank everybody out there.
Oh yeah, like without everybody helping me, I would not be able to do this. Like I said, I live off grid. You know, we pay anywhere from $350 to $450 a month just to have internet. Like the first video I did with Jim Lee, I uploaded the HD version, cost $29 for one video. So like without everybody's help, we couldn't even do this because I couldn't afford it. I mean, I'm a check to check person, just like, you know, 99% of everybody. So yeah, I mean, it takes us
Right.
all working together. So yeah, it's much appreciated.
Something else is people need to start their gardens. If you don't know how to do a garden, find somebody that does know how to do a garden. You know, get yourself some manure and some good dirt and start building your soil, because you know what? The time is going to come. You better know how to do this. And you don't want to be the one without. It's like it's obvious as to what's happening with our food system out there. We have to be vigilant out there, not only with our local farmers. Come on, people. There are people around you growing beef and cattle and pigs and sheep and everything that we need to survive, but we need to support them because they're small farms. We need to step away. When we buy our meat and our vegetables and stuff, we really need to research the people that are growing them and support them, you know. And they're going to be asking pennies on the dollar for their food, believe it or not, because they have to fight with a certain market. But, you know, we can help them. You know, there's a lot of things we can do as a community. And food is going to be an issue. It already is an issue if you think about it. We're not getting any minerals and anything to sustain us through the ground or through the dirt because it's all gone. All those minerals, we're not getting them through our plants. But our local farmers, you know, the people that are growing gardens right next door to you, we can support them and help them grow, and then they can teach you how to grow.
Exactly, man. That's great advice because, you know, they're just